Yo guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Pleased to be here, and I've got some lovely price action to run through with you guys today. But first, before we get into the video, make sure you see the description for my free Discord link. I share all the trades I'm taking every single day. So I give you guys free signals, my daily market analysis, and the key points of interest that I'm looking at and my entry areas. We've got a nice little close community. There's about 35 people in here at the moment. I'll be closing access soon. I just want a nice, small, tight little group of elite traders that we're going to be working with. So make sure you get in while you can. Now that's all said and done, let's get into the video. And we're going to be talking about trading London Killzone. So first thing I'm going to be doing is marking off some kill zones. So I personally use for New York kill zone 7 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. New York local time. For New York kill zone, London kill zone, I use 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York local time. London kill zone here. This is a New York kill zone here. And we have a London kill zone here. Five a.m. So just from looking at this, right, look when all of these swing highs and swing lows form. Right, we have swing high, swing low, swing low, swing high. When do all these form? During the kill zones, right? So this is why it's super important that you want to be taking your entries during these kill zones, because they do give these nice big expansive moves that you can get into with relatively low drawdown, and they run for a considerable number of pips. Here you can see this runs almost 100 pips, this one runs again almost 100 pips. So it's very important that you do want to be trading during the kill zones. Now, London Killzone specifically, I like because it tends to produce the high or low of the day. A lot of the time, New York will give a continuation of the London move opposed to a reversal. So if you do miss the London Killzone move, normally you can catch a continuation in the New York session. If you can see here, this is New York Killzone. I'll just mark this on. New York kill zone. So you can see London forms the high of the day. We get a lovely expensive move, and New York gives us a continuation to put in another swing high and swing low. So firstly, what I'm looking for when I come into the market is I'm trying to decipher my trading direction, which can be done on an intraday basis on the small time frame, such as the 15-minute time frame, which is also where I take my entries from. Now, what we're looking for is we're looking for a run on either buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity. And here you can see we have a nice run on buy side liquidity. We also have more equal highs taken here for buy side liquidity. And as well, for another bit of confluence, what we have here is we have a super expansive move, which is coming from halfway up the leg, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And then price reverses and takes out that internal swing low that was created. Now, you don't normally get these big expansive moves just randomly in the middle of legs. Normally what happens is you get the expansive moves at the top or at the bottom of the legs, and then it goes corrective, and like you have expansion, correction, expansion. You see, like here, we have expansion, correction, expansion, correction, expansion, so on and so forth. So when you start seeing expansions just in the middle of a leg, especially counter to the underlying trend, just be a little bit wary of that as a trap. So I'll just mark these on. I removed that. We've got buy side taken here, and then we break structure, giving us a 15-minute external break of structure after a run on buy side liquidity, a run on stops, traders being stopped out, breakout traders being activated and called into positions. So next thing we want to be doing is defining our trade levels. Now, the one thing that sticks out to me is this massive buy to sell candle, which would give us a bearish order block. And we would just want to make sure that we are trading from premium pricing. So anything above the EQ is premium pricing. And I personally like to trade out of the top 30% if I'm selling and the lower 30% if I'm buying. And what we can see here, during London Killzone, we get another spike into our order block. It just taps into a fair value gap as well, which is contained within the order block. So that's a super duper high probability setup. And we get a nice rejection wick, which also, if anybody has tight eyes, you'll see this. We close back within that range that we just expanded out of. So we can reasonably assume that this is a potential reversal setup to continue the underlying trend, a lower time frame reversal to continue the mid time frame trend. So there's a couple of ways you could play the entry on this position. Either you could play the close on this 15-minute bullish candle and just cover the high, or cover it depends how aggressive you want to be. You know, this gives you an 18 pip stop loss, which is quite large. I'd be happy to just cover the candle high with, you know, about an 8 to 10 pip stop loss, just to allow me for slightly better risk to reward ratios. And I'm happy to take a loss, you know, when I've got these tight stop losses, because price could very well just wick up again, you know, into this sort of consolidation here and then go, which then we can just take another entry again. And if we're using tight stop losses, our risk to reward will play out enough that losses don't really matter so much. So that's the first entry type that you could do. You could play this rejection candle on the candle close and just target a nice easy 5R, which would take you back into this this expansive sort of reversal pattern down here. You could also hold for the swing low, which would give you slightly more risk to reward. However, these do have a slightly lower win rate just due to, you know, because you're holding it for slightly longer time periods. If you are trading against the higher time frame trend as well, although you might be trading with the trend on the 15-minute time frame, you might be counter the daily, weekly, 4-hour, for example. So you might end up bouncing off a level down here that you weren't expecting, which is why I just like taking 5R when I'm only trading my 15-minute strategy. Why has this line moved here? This should be up here. And the other entry that you could play is more of a confirmation entry, I will say. We can set a sell stop order on the opening price of this bullish candle that tapped into our higher time frame order block, and we can just cover the candle body high here, as you can see, and this will give us, you know, pretty much the same size stop loss. Let's do 8 pip stop loss, same as before. Yes, our entry is a little bit lower, but we are taking this as sort of a confirmation entry. As you can see, we do get that close through the opening price, giving us a change in state of delivery from a premium priced PD array, given that bullish order block, and we can just take our profit at 5R. And you can see here, this would have played out to target in an hour and 15 minutes. So you've just made 5% that in an hour and 15 minutes. If you took both, you'd have made 10% in, you know, about an hour and 30 minutes. So that's how I like to play London Killzone. And then, you know, you can also look to catch the New York continuation. This, I won't run through this now. I'll maybe run through this another time. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments. Don't forget to join my free Discord. The link is in the description, and hopefully I'll see you in there. Peace and love.